Hello, hello, hello.
Hello!
Everybody, good to see you. Hope you're all doing fantastic. That's great. I look kind of orange, don't I? Let's... Tried messing with the saturation just a little bit, and let's see. Maybe. Okay. Okay. There we go. So, hope everybody's doing well. Everybody having a good time. Hope everybody's sitting back and relaxing, being all cool. So it's a totally normal writing month. Okay, there we go. Okay, work done for today. it going on this fine and lovely day for you? Okay. That's good. Become a paid courier? Holy heck! Ah, come on. There we go. Manny! Holy heck! My God, it's been a long time since I've seen you. How are things going, buddy? I believe I made you a mod like forever ago. How have things been, man? Good. That's awesome to hear, Manny. I'm so happy. Man, you're living the dream. What have you been making lately? Oh, uh, had that job. Then I started focusing on the YouTube channel. Been doing some stand-up comedy. Would very much like to make a short film, but every time I try, I don't have any ideas. Yeah. Same old, just slowly working my way through. Oh, that's awesome. Do you have it up anywhere, or is it like a short film, or like a long film, or a medium long film? Tell me about it. I want to hear about it. That's awesome. Are you submitting it to festivals? Good length for a short film, by the way. They all say that. That's festivals are always like that. You should make 5 minute short films because they're very easy to program. Sometime, are you going to submit it to any place? How did that feel? Are you out of school now? Oh, Manny, that's so cool. You'll get to put wreaths around you. You'll do a trailer, and you get to put the little wreath. Oh, congratulations, Manny. How did? What was the first thing you did when you graduated? Of course, I want to see it, Manny. I would love to see it. I think I'm following your YouTube channel. Yeah. Cat. So you're. I'm curious how long that actually is. Sleeping. Who needs to sleep? That would be. So you're 2,600 years old. 2,600 years old, huh? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that whole thing. Okay, I will. I will keep it. I will keep it. Oh, no, no, I won't show it. I will keep it hidden. Yeah, I've yeah. It's because they want to premiere it. 2,600, 770, 20. Okay, 267,000 years old. I was trying to call you young, Maney. I was trying to call you young. Ugh. Yeah, festivals have that. They want to be the first to premiere it usually. They want the yeah. Yeah, no, no. I won't show it. I won't show it. But the second you can show it, you want to show it publicly, I'm more than happy to. Yeah, it's this whole thing. It's because they went, well, we want the exclusive rights to premiere it at our festival, so we can say we premiered it. It's all. See, Manny, once you win the Oscar, which of course will happen at some point, um, the festival that you first premiered your short at will go like, well, we premiered him first. We successfully premiered him first, and that was us who did it, and then they get a lot of buzz and publicity. It's like when Steven Soderbergh took one of his first movies to Slam Dance instead of Sundance, and that well, Soderbergh being discovered at Sundance was a big deal, and then Soderbergh going to Slam Dance. It's a whole the history of Soderbergh working and eventually going from anyways. Sorry, that's a whole story. So basically, Steven Soderbergh released a movie that was a huge hit right out of the bat called Sex, Lies, and Videotape, and then the next movie he made was a movie called Kafka, which was kind of a flop. So he had struggled finding money for his big thing, and Soderbergh being discovered at Sundance was a big deal. But it looked like he was about to kind of be a total flop, and then he made a small independent movie by himself, starring himself, and then he directed King of the Hill, that he premiered at Slamdance, and that was a big deal. And then he directed King of the Hill, which is not a TV show but a movie, and that was a huge hit. Well, that's really awesome. Anyways, brief history of American independent cinema. I'm very interested. Once I get done with this, I 100% will stream it. I'll watch it. I even gave it a like. Yes, I love Steven Soderbergh's movies. So man, you're like living the dream. You're actually doing stuff, which is nice. You make me want to make a movie. I have this script I'm working on, but Annie, it's so good to see you again. Was college especially stressful? Oh God, I love Steven Soderbergh movies. They're so good. Really? Yeah. I don't know if you've caught this, Manny. I'm terrible at follow through. I have a ton of ideas. I'm just bad at following through on any of them. Oh, now I'm curious. You have your own. You have your own IMDb. Oh, that's so cool. You're doing such cool things. Well, I tried. Hey, listen, mate. You know, when you win the Oscar, thank me in your speech. Do your parents first, obviously. Oh, that's so cool. I promised my film professor that I would thank him in his speech. Oh, Manny, you got your own. You got your own IMDb page. That's so cool. Look at this, everybody. Man, he got his own IMDb page. That's so cool. I'm terrified. Do I have my own? I don't think I do. Somebody tried to give me one, and I was like, don't like. It was. Oh, darn it. Oh right, I forgot about that. Yeah. Do you know this actor, Manny? Sean Arnold. Have you ever heard of this whole thing? Yeah, so this is why I can't get this guy is the reason I can't get SeanArnold.com is because he has it. That's awesome. Oh, he was in House of Saddam. That's so cool. I guess he was in a TV show called Barrack. Yeah. So it's his name is Sean Arnold, so it means that. Well, my one little petty jealousy with him is that it means he has SeanArnold.com and I don't. And I've been trying to get that domain for years. Anyways. Let's see. What else you got? Sweet Loving and Sam's Interview. Two. Oh, you starred in this one. Um, we're doing a real deep dive into your filmography. That's so cool. I'm so proud of you, Manny. It's so annoying. Why do famous people with our names have to be in charge of it? Like, it's such a crime that there's somebody else. Oh, let's see. That's so cool. Well, I'm excited to see it. That's very neat. Oh, wait. It's the film right here. I won't show it. I won't show it. I won't screw up your chance. I won't screw up your chance to get into festivals. I know how they work. Well, I don't know how they work, but I won one award once, and I've lived off of that achievement forever. So, Manny, have you seen any new movies? Okay. Oh, come on. That's so cool. So how has the festival experience been for you? Yeah. Well, Manny, you were probably one of my first regular followers because I started streaming in 2020. During, because I started streaming during the pandemic, so I would not lose my mind out of boredom from just being trapped in my apartment all day. So that was like what 3-4 years ago. 4 years ago. Yeah, because that was 2020 to 2024 now. So in that time, you went and graduated college, and I just kept doing this. Ooh, that's fun. Uh, I mean, from the little I've seen, your thing is like shot competently, which is hard for some film festivals to do. Yeah, I haven't seen Viz in a while. I assume he's been isekai'd into an anime world and living his best life. That's a clever way of doing it. Yeah, I assume that's what's been going on. Uh, yeah. 45 minutes is technically a full length movie. It reminds me. Uh, there's there's an animator by the name of Don Hertzfeld, or Herzfeld. I've never been able to say it correctly. Called, and that's what he did. He uh, created 3 short films about the same character, and then put them together to make a full movie. That's such a beautiful movie. I really love that movie. Yeah, I mean, you could connect them all. I mean, you're getting close to like just making a full-on movie there, Manny. You know, 15, 15. Yeah. If you go with a little bit like the 35 minutes, that's a 50-minute movie. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Ooh. Sorry, I just got distracted by a bit of news here. Yeah. Do you know? Do you know the YouTuber Joel Haver? Manny, have you ever heard of this guy? He's doing a project this year where he's making 12 films in a year, like 12 full length feature films in a year. He even made a yeah. He's a really he makes really quite funny videos. Yeah. He was a YouTuber making sketches for years, pretty popular sketches too. And this year he announced instead he's going to make what he's going to do is he's going to make a movie a month. Ooh, was there an issue? Yeah. He even made like a stop motion film. One of them is a stop motion movie. Yeah. Ooh, what caused? Ooh, that sound. What caused the issue? See, I do a clever thing. I set all the movies I want at a park. That way, I don't get in trouble. Ah, so so you're not doing what they like they used to do in the old days, which is just eh, pretty sure nobody will die. It'll be fine. We'll just pay the fine. You're not doing what like William Franklin did in The French Connection. Did you ever hear? Have you ever seen The French Connection, Manny? That's a good movie if you haven't. Um, so what William Franklin did is, this is bad. Don't do this, aspiring filmmakers. Don't do this. But also, it's a pretty crazy story. So listen, what they did to film the final chase scene is they just drove a car in the middle of traffic. Like they didn't even get permission. They just strapped themselves down. They just if it was two cars and Franklin was strapped in the back on a mattress filming while the other filming the other car. Like they didn't even get permission to do it. It was very illegal. Or and also that doesn't sound like the English. What are you talking about? That's really cool. What am I thinking of? Let's see. I'm trying to think of the Gone in. Oh, I think it was Gone in 60 Seconds. So there was Gone in 60 Seconds, which Brett 93 cars in 40 in a 40-minute car chase scene, which is one of the longest in film history. And this is bad. This is terrible. The director of it, I believe yeah, the director of it then tried to. Yeah, while filming a second one, uh, he uh, he was killed when a water teller fell on him. So yeah, you probably don't want to do that, but probably a good idea to get approval. Yeah, yeah. Now, what are you talking about? Uh, England is the best it's ever been. No better. Yeah, yeah. No, you're doing it correctly. Get a permission and approval. When I was in school, one of my teachers was what was she? She was like the production. she was like the production. She was a producer for Oliver Stone, and she had to like get approved to drop like a car off the top of a building for a movie he was making. She was Oliver Stone's producer, and she was also this shows you that this is Texas. She also produced on a little show called Walker Texas Ranger, starring Mr. Chuck Norris. Yeah, Chuck Norris from the not super. Yeah. Yeah, they can't arrest you if you don't get in trouble, if they don't catch you. It's legal. Listen. Hmm. Where could Walker Texas Ranger theoretically be set? Funny enough, set in Oakland, Oklahoma. Yeah, where that's yeah. I get in trouble now for showing copyrighted um showing copyrighted things, so I can't really play them much anymore, but oh god, I'd love to play some Walker Texas Ranger because it's so ridiculous. Oh, Texas. Yeah, it's set in Texas, Spain, the nation of Texas, Spain. They don't. Yeah. No, it's about Walker, and he's a Texas Ranger, and he. And here's the thing they don't tell you about the Texas Rangers. You never hear about. Texas Rangers do kung fu. They do kung fu all the time, and it's the cowboy. The cowboys, they just like doing kung fu, and that's just their job is to do kung fu. And then years later, they rebooted it with one of the Supernatural brothers, which was surreal. I'm gonna sneeze one second. Yeah. What if I just played it without the music? Yes. Including mastering kung fu. Yeah. Fun fact: Kung Fu was actually invented in Texas. They don't talk about that much. We invented it over here. Anybody who says differently clearly doesn't know Texas. That'd be something we'd claim. Yeah, penguins are noted for being able to masterfully fight. That's why they made that movie, Kung Fu Penguin. I don't know. You saw the movie Kung Fu Penguin, starring Jack White. Of course, you wrote it. Starring Jack White of the White Stripes. It's about a penguin who learns kung fu from another penguin because they both invent because all penguins know kung fu, and then they invade England. It's a story as old as time. Campbell wrote about it in the Hero of a Thousand Journeys. Aristotle, of course, defined it. He noted that there was comedies and there was dramas, and then there was stories about kung fu penguins attacking people. Those are the three genres. And Manny, I thought it was ridiculous you didn't win the Oscar. Who won Best Original Screenplay this year? Best Original Screenplay. I'm just trying to remember who won it this year. Anatomy. It was so ridiculous. Anatomy of a Fall winning over you, and your story about a penguin who does kung fu. Ridiculous. There was a dog in that movie. Manny, there was a dog. A really well trained dog. That is fair. That was a solid script. And Tony Kushner. I mean, it was a Tony Kushner script, Uh, the man won a Pulitzer Prize for Angels in America. He's a legend in the world. Oh, gotta love Nick Cage. Gotta love Nick Cage. Some people criticize the fact that he had to let the Mad Doctor Phantasmus go from his underwater prison that he was locked in. But it was important for the role. Yes, then Dr. Phantasmus had to go on and attempt to turn the whole world into otters, but we sorted that out eventually. And now he's back in his underwater prison. And hopefully will never escape again. Hopefully. He might. But now Nick Cage is an otter forever. And I think that's pretty darn good. That was good. That was good. Sure, Cornwall is now sunken into the sea, but the rest of England did fine. But but Michael Fassbender, he's just so darn handsome. It's hard to say no to him, especially that part where he's like, "I want to sink Cornwall into the ocean." He's really good. Have you I don't know. I probably recommended this movie to you before, but have you ever? He was in a really good movie called Slow West that I like a lot. Have you ever heard of it? Have you? Nobody saw this movie. I was so bummed that nobody saw this movie because it was really great. True, true, and scene. Hey, ah, hey, welcome to improv. That's how we do it. See, that was a good improv scene. We yes anded everything. You said something, then I added on to it, then you added on to it, then I added on to it, and we went to an absurd place. Yes. Well, I'm still recommending it, Manny. It's a good movie. I think people should check it out. I think it's a really underrated movie. Ooh, you should. What's this guy done? Is he, okay. Ooh. Oh, you're gonna I'm just looking up his next movie that he's doing. The director. I think you might. I think you might like this one. Um, it's called Tornado, and I guess it's a movie he's working on. Listen to the premise of this. Okay, a traveling samurai show in Britain in 1790 crosses paths with ruthless criminals, but one of the performers, Tornado, hatches a plan to play them at their own game. Yeah. So it's samurai versus. Okay, it's a traveling samurai show in Britain in 1790 crosses paths with ruthless criminals. So it's samurai versus uh, English criminals. That sounds pretty fun to me. Yeah, that's the director's next movie because I was always like, because I was always disappointed because the movie wasn't as big a hit as I think it should have been, and he hasn't really done anything in a few years, and I was like, oh, but I guess he's working on a new movie, so I'm excited. Um, Not sure. Tim Roth is in it, which should be fun. I don't know if there were traveling samurai shows. I don't know if that's a thing. I know that there was a samurai embassy that went through Spain, but that's did I don't know if they ever went through Britain. Oh well, maybe there were. Um, yeah, yeah. A lot of script writing. I don't know. Really, that's interesting. What was I gonna say? Yeah, a lot of script writing stuff. Yeah, is kind of garbage. A lot of script writing advice is honestly kind of garbagey. I mean, it's like the thing about it is, it just. I mean, if it works, it works. But like, I often find like that's very cool. I often find that like people like what works for you one time won't work for again. Okay, so that was a thing. Excited. I hate like traveling. Oh, traveling puppet show. Okay. Yeah. Does well. Okay. Looking into this further, a puppet samurai show. Oh. Well, I would never say this to Maney in front of his face, but I think Maney is really talented, and talented, and I'm very proud. Again, I would never say that in front of him. How dare I? Yeah, it says a puppet show. A traveling samurai puppet show. Historical convenience. That's fine, though. Yeah, well, the reason I say that is because Japan was essentially in isolation for like 200 years. So I don't like they weren't really traveling that much, but like when did the Japanese isolation end? When did the Japanese isolation end? 1853. It went from 1603 to 1853. Ah, whatever. You should. I think he's a really interesting. He has a really good like. I don't know. I really liked his first movie. I'm excited about this. It sounds like a fun idea for a second movie. Um, I think about that movie a lot. I always think that's a very underrated film that didn't get the praise it probably should have gotten. Um, Slow West. So tell me about this idea that's similar to Slow West. I'm curious. don't trust. Yeah, I don't trust puppets. Ooh. Okay, this sounds like a good idea for. This sounds like a good idea for a movie. I can see this working. Yeah, I could see that working. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more. Okay. Okay. Ooh. And I'm gonna guess some guys follow her. If that's my guess. Yes. One, that's a really good idea. So, I mean, there were cowboys everywhere. I was just thinking, like Louisiana is like more. I mean, that's where like New Orleans is and stuff. I mean, there were cowboys everywhere. No, that's a really good. Yeah, that's a solid idea. True. No, set it here, Maney. Set it here in Texas. Have her come to Texas. That's where the. No, that's a good idea. I like that idea. I'm just trying to think. What state could conceivably England double for, where it wouldn't be too obvious? I mean, New Orleans is not a bad location, partly because they have like film credits in New Orleans and stuff like that. Um, if you want to know the secret to filmmaking here in the U.S., um, they always just go where there's good like tax breaks and stuff. Usually is where they film a lot. It's like why are a lot of movies now filmed in Atlanta? It's because Georgia has good tax breaks. Uh, like most. Ooh boy. Ooh wow. That is raining like crazy. Um, yeah, most of Georgia is. Is, I love it. I love it. That's such a cool idea. Also, yes, it is a little similar to Slow West. That it's a tiny bit similar to Slow West because that is kind of that is sort of the plot of Slow West, although less so. Because like Slow West is well, it's a little bit complicated, but essentially the kid kind of the main character kind of gets himself involved in something he probably shouldn't have. Yes, gets himself involved in something kind of accidentally gets him into. Yeah, I can't say words. Accidentally gets himself involved in something, and but yeah, it is similar in that he has to escape, and goes to the west where he meets Michael Fassbender.